Getting these slow records here. Never was crazy about a lot of these slow records on my fantasy playlist, but here's the thing about my fantasy playlist. Even though there is some fantasy elements in there, like I had AC/DC debuting at number 40, I did adhere very closely to Billboard's Hot 100, particularly during the early years when I compiled these playlists. So it is at number 20, halfway up the survey of December 20th, 1981. Juice Newton, The Sweetest Thing. Man, I tell you, she blew up in 1981. She released the album called Juice. It was her third solo album, and that was the charm. Now, The Sweetest Thing is written by a musical partner of hers. They go back, him and Juice Newton. His name was Other Young, Robert Other Young. He passed away about 5 years ago, and he wrote the song "The Sweetest Thing," and "The Sweetest Thing" actually was recorded, first recorded back in 1975. It was put out on Juice Newton's debut album. It was called Juice Newton and Silver Spur. Silver Spur was her backup band. Other Young was in that backup band. He was in that band with Juice Newton. The song, "The Sweetest Thing," was not put out as a single at the time, but it was a B-side of a couple of singles, but the song never took off. Juice Newton re-recorded, well, the song was re-recorded with a different arrangement. In 1981, it was put out on her album Juice, her third solo album. And, well, the crossover hits were a surprise. Angel of the Morning, the Merrily Rush record, was a huge crossover success for Juice Newton. And then there was Queen of Hearts in the summer of 1981. I loved Queen of Hearts, had a great beat to it. Loved the bridge in the record when she paused. You had that beat in the background, Queen of Hearts. And then, well, there was so much crossover success on the first two singles because Juice Newton was basically a country artist. That The Sweetest Thing, when The Sweetest Thing was originally put on the Juice album, it had sort of a country arrangement to it, had a lot of steel guitar in there. But because of the crossover success of her previous two singles off that album, it was remixed again with more of a pop. I'd just say it more of a pop flavor. I can't come up with the right word right now. And it was put out as a single, third single off the album. And ironically, it went to number one on the country charts, The Sweetest Thing, the pop version on country, number one, her first number one hit. Juice Newton, The Sweetest Thing on country, went to number one on adult contemporary, and not too shabby on pop either. Went to number 7 on the pop charts. Juice Newton at number 20, moving up on my fantasy playlist with The Sweetest Thing.